Okay, there we go. Alrighty, guys. This is Alex, and we're doing another night podcast at 10:34. Um, I'm joined with my man Sam, local art. Well, not he's not local. He's an artist in L.A. What part of L.A. are you down there, Sam?
Yeah, so I'm based out of the San Gabriel Valley, the SGV.
All right, all right. That is
Yeah.
the weed is legal up there, right? Like it's I don't know if I'm using my words shortly, but you can actually go buy it and not be like charged for it, right?
Yeah, so it just really depends, because I had really a bad experience going into a shop once, and I got held up because, just a quick story. I went to this shop right here on Valley. It's right here in La Puente, and for some reason I thought it was like new and it wasn't like too much, and I was like, oh, you know what I mean? They're probably just barely getting in here,
Yeah.
but at one point, bro, there was like 4 or 5 cops outside the spot,
Oh shit.
and literally, like the owner started freaking out, and I was like, you know what? I'm out. I left, man. I left, man, and the one crazy thing is that they held me there for about, I say, 45 to an hour.
Damn. Were they just trying to shake you, like just asking like, hey, what's going down here, like type of.
Yeah, they were saying a bunch of shit, and I was like, well, you know what I mean? I didn't buy anything. I didn't know anything. I don't know what's going on,
Yeah.
and they just kept pressing and pressing. But I had a guy right next to me that squealed like a little pig, and I mean, it was crazy.
Yeah, man, that sounds crazy. So it's crazy. Okay, so you living up there, is that like extremely lucky? Because down here we don't have that type of situation. Like it is like if you lived and if you grew up in an area where like it was like legal, or if you have been in the stage where you were just buying it from your local dealer. That's kind of how it is here, type
Oh,
situation.
okay.
So like we don't get to go to Walmart and be like, hey, I need an eighth pronto. Uh, it
No,
low
yeah, for
key
sure, for
sucks.
sure.
Like with the carts, I see you with them, and I'm like, I know those are all real carts, right? The carts we have,
Yeah.
they're not real, but somehow they still get us a stem. So I'm like, all right, cool, that's lit. I fuck with that.
No, yeah, man. It's the card game out here. It's fucking crazy. Obviously, it's kind of like the whole jewelry. You either got the
Hmm.
fake or you got the real.
Yeah, that is very true. Very true. So, you're a businessman. Do you want to specify like what business we're going in, or?
Yeah,
All
so
right.
I do a lot of like online work. So basically, I have a promotional team for a club. I started doing clubs while I was 18, out here in the San Gabriel Valley. So I've been involved in that since God knows when. I started off with house parties, but yeah, man, I'm basically in charge of like entertainment. I do a lot of stuff with like artists, models, but nothing too big, but on the range where I want to be able to have like 1,500 people coming to my club every week. But right now we're doing like a monthly.
All right, all right. So clubbing, that's a new one. I always thought about it, but I'm like, where we are, there's oh god, clubs and Vincent is like just fucking. Oh man, that would be like that. I don't know. That would be an interesting one. Like on our small town, it's just if the rock is better than the green. That's kind of how it is, and you're like,
Yeah, yeah.
you kind of can't leave your bike outside, not locked up, type of situation, because you know, meth head Larry will steal your bike and sell it for crack. Like that's how it is.
That's a big possibility out there, right? Fuck.
Yeah, like you can't be careful with anything outside here, but on the low, it's pretty good. Like if we find our right plugs, like I think right now, some of our bud is coming out from like Cali, but it's like it comes and goes. Most of it's homegrown, and I'm like, see, that's good and all, but I want some just like OG grown type of stuff.
Yeah, yeah. You need that Cali gas.
That's a big fact. There was
Yeah,
a
man.
buddy that came through and was selling it, and he was like, someone was like, yes, I got it from the dispensary myself. And I am like, no fucking way. And then, see, and that's the cool thing. And I know over there in your local dispensaries, you guys like, I know you guys have like 10 G type deals,
Yeah, we
right?
do.
And like, even for 10 G, there it's still good, but like, yeah,
Yeah,
it's,
for sure.
and
We're getting some premium for like 10 a G.
like that's not that bad. Like that's very well. And see what people will do over here is when they go over there and get it, they'll charge you. They'll tax the living hell out of it. They'll be like 15. They're like, we had a few people hit 20 a gram, and I'm like, no. I'm like, I for about 2 years now I've been buying for like 10, and I'm like, that works. I can about cop and a half for like half for I can go cop in half for 100, and it's pretty lit. So
That's legit.
yeah, and I'm like, it's okay, it's good. Like I fuck with it, but it's nothing compared to what you guys have out there.
I mean, it really just depends, because since I've learned a little bit that when you buy in bulk, you actually get the best price.
That is very true. With the cart deal, he'll sell 10, but each cart he'll sell, if he sells you 10, it's like 15. So it's like really not that bad. I'm like,
Yeah,
that,
exactly, man.
and I'm like, that's lit. So you do clubs. You're an artist. What is your genre of music that you work in?
I mean, I really love all types of music. It's just, I grew up in just music in general. I'm about 30 years old, but I started off, a band geek, and
That's
the
what's
crazy
up.
thing, the crazy thing is, I mean, like I didn't know how to read music, but I was still in band.
Yeah.
Um, I was uh, I was kind of that person that learned how to watch someone do something and hear something and then mimic and do it.
You know what? That's what's up. That's super cool if you can learn like that. If you are very good at visual learning, oh god, that's like a great key in life.
Right?
Like,
I had to learn how to copy real quick.
so what kind of like gave you the inspiration to wake up and just be like, you know what, I'm going to be an artist.
Well, honestly, it just came down to, like, what I mean, really just wanting to express myself honestly.
That is true. That is very true. Like that's kind of like with the podcast, I'm not about to make a boring podcast. I'm going to come on here and talk about the lit times I've had, and like it's a good time. Do enjoy it,
No,
and
yeah, and
that's very
I'm
dope.
really thankful to be on your podcast, man.
Thanks,
Really
Chief.
appreciate that.
Lit, lit. So how like so so when you want to get your like name out there, right? How are you going through? How are you promoting your social media?
Well, honestly, to the point where, right now I do a lot of word of mouth. My social media has not been on point because at this point I had somebody working with me, and it just takes a lot of time, and I'm constantly on the road. So
Yeah.
right now I'm trying my best to find someone that I can work with in social media.
All right, all right. So like when you mean by that, do you mean just like by someone taking over like your accounts and like kind of like manage them type situation, or
It's just more like, what I mean, giving me the insight that I need to be able to grow it, because I'm not too.
oh, I got you.
Yeah, like I'm not as active as I would like to be.
All right. Well, I think the best way I've did that, like I don't know. I normally do okay, I guess, with podcasting. The best way I do it is I go use like my Snap and my Instagram, and I try to like use all the social media apps I know that has a decent picking up and following.
Okay.
And it's really cool, like Spotify, because like so for podcasting for Spotify, it's really new. So like you getting a like getting on there and getting like a decent reviews from people just around that use Spotify, it's not that bad, and
Okay.
that's the best
Nice,
way.
man. Yeah, thanks for the tip.
No problem. Uh, if you know other local people that like are doing other local artists, like working together, I learned is very well, and like just in like the recording business and industry. Like if you can work with other people and you share the same thing they're sharing, it's not that bad.
I find that to be really true.
Yeah, like
I agree with you.
I think that it's good that we come together and like, cause down in our town, like if you're a local rapper and you're not shit, like you've worked with some decent people in like Vincent's, and it's pretty lit. And I haven't did interviews with all of them, but I'm
Nice.
still waiting on some people, and it's pretty lit.
I mean, like, every artist has their taste, and like you said, you grew up in a nicely knit town, so you basically know everybody.
Yeah, yeah, that's very true. That's a good thing. Um, so yeah, so do you do business in bulk? Cause you talk about orders, correct?
Yeah, so you know what I mean. I really just do the plug and plays. Those are like my favorite. Those are like my favorite product, and that's basically my whole rundown. I do have like other carts and all that stuff, but that's my number one.
So have you like thought about going into business towards the marijuana culture up there?
I
Like
mean, it's cool and all, but at this point, man, it's just a big hassle because of the licensing and all that. So I just
yeah,
I just try to. I'm looking into actually doing some machine work, like actually building these distillate machines and selling it to these other companies.
that would be very well if you can make a machine for distillate. That's that would probably be very good.
Yeah, right. So
Like I
I'm just
would,
kind of looking ahead of not actually, kind of being in the industry, but not being in it.
yeah, yeah. Um, that's super dope, man. Um, so do you do? Are you like a rap? So like when you say artist, like what kind of like genre do you do?
I do spoken word. I rap. Um, I sing. I do
Sing.
all kinds of things. You know what I mean? I'm just kind of like learning to get out of my shell, just because I started off with spoken word,
Mm-hmm.
and from there it just kind of evolved because I grew up with a bunch of artists in my own town over here in La Puente, Huascovina, El Monte, the whole SGV. I've even met some people out in the Bay, like my friend Yokes. And those are the people that really, inspire me to go out there and really be like, you know what, let me try something else. Let me just put my hand here, and it just really helps, because you never know what kind of vibe you're feeling, and if when you're kind of just stuck to one thing, you kind of have like a lot of expectations towards just that one genre.
That is true. So it's good to keep your mind very open to music. And
I mean, like just look at that cowboy song. It was a rap song. We had that way back when, with the pony. So it's just
yeah,
we're just vibing. We're just having a good time with music. So I think if you put your sound out there, there's gonna be someone that like loves it, wants to hear it, and will rock with you.
that's what's up. So what platform do you use for producing your music and laying it out there?
Well, right now I am using Logic Pro to produce all my beats, all my engineering.
All right.
Yeah, so I recently started, getting back involved because I started rebuilding my studio. I've had some partners back and in the past, but it just kind of works that where now with technology, you can really just do it on your own.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah.
Oh, but I'm using SoundCloud.
All
You
right. All
know,
right.
that's my main one.
Gotcha. So that's how. Okay. That's cool. What is your SoundCloud name? Just Sam, or do you have a special name for your SoundCloud?
Yeah, so I got I got a special name for my SoundCloud, but also main one that I'm using right now is my Snapchat. But here, let me get that for you. Sorry, I need to park real quick.
You're good.
Uh, But how you doing, man? What time is it out there?
It is currently 10:50 right now.
Ten
What
fifty.
about you?
Over here in California, it's about 7:50.
That's what's up. So you said you met a few people from the Bay.
Yeah, my boy Yokes.
That's what's up. I love artists that come out from the Bay. Not gonna lie. Like, well, when I first heard G Easy, I was like, dude, I fuck with this. And then he was like, yeah, we were just a few Bay rappers, and I'm like, no fucking way. I'm like, that's what's up.
I mean, the bass is coming out with like some great people.
That is for sure. Like, and they've always been pumping out great people.
100%. And that's just, you really don't know what's coming out right now, and they can come out of the woodworks, so it's kind of crazy.
That's true. And see, like, you live in like Vegas. Like, that's like a local. That's not bad for artists. Like, a lot of people like are down there, and like you just have like a lot, like a little more, like a big more chance, because just a lot of people down there, like music wise, like in a small town like this, it's kind of hard, like for a music business, or like if you're if an artist, it takes you a lot longer to start off. And yeah, I guess that is like the norm for like every artist, but if you're in the circumstance where you don't have a whole lot or a lot of places to go, like my cousin's in a band, and he's been doing it for a good while, and he has to travel to Tennessee sometimes just to get a really good gigs. And we'll get gigs here and there, but like the really good ones are the one that's like far out.
Hey, man, I can't wait until you can come out here to Cali.
That's what's that's something I want to do. Like I've been out there a few times. It's not bad. Uh, like we've been out there on Long Beach, and it was a good time.
I mean, whenever you're out here, man, like give me a ring, and like I said, I'll show you around town, and you get to meet some of my people, and we'll have a great time. We'll smoke a blunt, and we'll have a great time.
That's what's up. I respect that. Hell
Yes.
yeah.
So, my spot of my SoundCloud is actually Unique Fire. It's UNEAK Fire FIRE.
I like it. That's original.
Yeah, so it's my first one. I actually started this a while back. I'm actually about to download some new music into there, but the first one that I have is my song that I produced. It's called Static. It's kind of something that just kind of came about. I was really into EDM and like rave music, so my first track right there. You get to take a good listen to that.
That's what's up. I like it. I would
Thank you,
definitely
thank you,
have to look into that.
thank you. I appreciate you.
No problem, man. So, there's like, God knows how many strains up there. What is your favorite strain? Like, if you're going to the dispensary and you're like, I'm gonna pick up a strain, like, do you have like a local, like, dispensary you like and that sells good bud?
I mean, I'm gonna be frank. Like, I don't fuck with any shop really, just because
Right.
I just do like with my friends, and and because we have the best bud, and we're not charging each other, the outrageous tax.
That is very true. Like, they're over there, they're taxing their weed like no fucking other. Like,
Yeah, so it's not, you know what I mean. Like, I'm not gonna I, um I grew up kind of like tasting $20 grams and all that, but now to the point where we're out here and we're doing stuff, and I met people from like Cali that give you the best price, like of fucking one that comes out of the top of my head. Educated Hustle gives me the best bud, the best carts. I've met Mr. Cali Plug, fucking
hey,
five
that's
bucks
what's
a
up.
gram. So it's it just depends where you're shopping and who you're shopping with, because it's all about the brand, man.
That is big facts. I think my favorite one is Doctor Zodiac. I fuck with Doctor Zodiac.
Yeah, Dr. Zodiac's one of my favorite too.
He we got one of his moonrock carts down in town, and it was official cart because the way it was packaged, and I noticed, I was like, no way. I was like, bet.
You guys are getting that big package now, right? Not those little small ones.
Nope.
That's right. Those
Oh
are the
yeah.
ones. Yeah. So what's your favorite strand that you smoke out there?
Right now we have some purple passion. I'm really fucking with. It's very nice. It has, oh man, the aroma it just gives off is so amazing. Uh, I think my favorite way to smoke it is probably through the bong because when I hit my bong, I probably get the most flavor out of my rig, and
Mm.
I do enjoy it. Do you fuck with oil?
Yeah. So I do fuck with oil.
Hell yes. So what is like same with Bud? What kind of how what have you? What is your favorite you've come across out there?
As far as oil or
Yeah, oil.
well, I'm really loving right now as far as the oil, um, the OGs, man.
The OGs. I was gonna say they have Luke Skywalker OG oil, and that is super bomb too.
The Skywalker OG.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. If have you ever tasted the zoo cookies?
The zoo cookies, no, I have not.
Oh man, those things smell amazing.
That's what's up. Um, all right, bet. So, are you on that no tobacco gang, or how are you living life?
No, as far as for me, man, I'm really like whatever comes, whatever goes. I'm
Yeah,
not really
I
picky,
feel
bro.
that.
But I
Yeah.
really do love like a joint. For me, I have these really great products. They're called Hustle Sticks, and fuck, man, yeah, it's Purple Punch or OG wrapped up with Keith and waxed, and it's just a big fucking hitter, man.
Hell yeah.
Because like I've seen other pre rolls at the shops, and they just don't compare. They're fucking low quality. You're getting some boo boo shake, and it's just like, man, I know I can get better. So with the hustle sticks, you can't go any better.
That's what's up. So, you do business with other local farmers or like
Just like I'm over here like a brand ambassador, bro. So you have I've worked with a lot of people, and I've come close to the point of building my own. But like I said, I'm more into looking into building
others?
machines, and yeah,
Gotcha.
I'm not really trying to be involved, but I do want to be as far as like involved in it, but not as far as selling any cannabis.
Gotcha.
Just because I want to keep the main thing, and I really love music and art, and that's what I'm really trying to go towards, and that's the reason I do business to fund my music creations.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So yeah,
Sorry,
man,
I'm
it's
texting my buddy.
I'm just out here doing some things, and but I'm really happy, man. Really really excited, and maybe like I said, we can plan a Cali trip, and we can do some things out here.
That's a big fact. Do you have any people that are into podcasting?
Yeah, I have actually a good friend of mine. His name is Stu Massingale. He's one hell of a guy. I got to meet him through my friend Yokes, and that's the crazy thing, like he's really inspirational, man. Really, really good guy, and he's actually the one that really got me into really thinking about probably doing a podcast.
That's what's up. So you have already kind of had intentions of, hey, I want to do a podcast. Because my problem was, is when I started was, don't get me wrong, I wanted to do it, but like you can't just like wake up and be like, you know what, I'm gonna do a podcast because you think that you start to do it and you're like 10, 10 tries in, and the thing was is, I already hit my bong like 10. Okay, so like every time I were to restart, what my motto was is I'm going to smoke this bowl, I'm going to think of something that I can go on with, and I did that about 10 times. So I think I estimately smoked about 10 bowls, before
Oh wow.
recording. And then on the last podcast I did, I'm like, okay, we're about 15 minutes in. I'm gonna pack another bowl. So I did that, and then we were going, and we finally made it. But I think like halfway, like I think in the middle of it was very jumblish. Was probably not my best one. And then after I did that, later on, I learned that like my cousin, he is doing an entertainment company, and the same one that's in the band and doing local artists. He's like, "Yo, I'll do a podcast." I'm like, "Bet." So that night we linked up and we did a podcast with him and his buddy. And then before we did that, we were doing dabs, and I'm like, "All right," because like every time I do a podcast, I gotta make sure I'm, because that's how like I do probably work the best is when I'm a little stoned or really stoned. It's here and it's a hit and miss type situation. But like some days I'll be like, yeah, it's good. I'll feel motivational, and other days I'm like, I cannot make a podcast. I am way too zoinked for this. And
Yeah,
yeah,
man.
so like yeah, we did those dabs, and what it happened was is have you ever heard of the connected carts?
No.
Oh, you've never. All right, those are very top shelf carts. I really fuck with Connected. As far as like real pure oil comes, they're pretty spot on with it. And Vincent's like we haven't had anyone that could get their hands on it until like our local dude that would travel back and forth from Denver to get them, and he had stopped getting them because he couldn't find them. But
Hmm.
we had the cart busted, and we were doing dabs off of it, and then it was lit. Had a good time,
Legit.
and then we get done. We do a few more dabs, and then they all go to bed, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, all right, well, we have a local artist. His name's Finesse God on SoundCloud, and he is a drill type rap uh, person, but it's like his flow and his beats he uses are some of them are very amazing. And from there, I linked up with him because I we talked before because we wanted to do a podcast, and I'm like, yo, bet we could totally do something. And he's like, all right, so here I am, and I'm sitting at my cousin's house, and we we had to go in the car because everyone was sleeping. So we went into this parked car and we did this like I think it was a 42-minute podcast with Brian, and it was lit, and we talked, and then from there I linked up with another dude named LC, and he was a local one, and it's just really cool because linking up with people and doing people, and because they will go tell their friends, and their friends might be interested, come back and be like, you know what, I'll hop on with you. And I think that's what I like about it, because you get to meet a lot of cool people and see how their life is doing for a bit.
Right?
Like
Yeah, man. That's
it's
super
what's up.
cool.
Oh yeah, no. So have you like had okay? So have you did any shows like
Yeah, I've done shows before, like I said, but mostly what I was focused on at the time was really creating shows. Right now, I'm really focused on my own craft.
your own craft?
Yeah.
All right, that's what's up. Sometimes it's good to like take a few steps back, look at yourself, and be like, all right, this is what I need to improve, and then spend that time improving, and then not. No, normally, like I don't do a podcast until I feel I am capable of doing one. This one was kind of spontaneous. I didn't think I was going to do one, to be honest. Um,
Hmm.
I
Thanks, man.
oh yeah, no, it was awesome. You came through, and I was chatting on you, and I'm like, dude, I definitely want to interview this dude because just he's I don't know anything about him, but he looks like he's living the best life, and you kind of remind me. You have the face of G Easy's brother. I'm not gonna lie. My friends and I, he was like listening. He was like, "Yeah, you definitely need to interview him." And I'm like, "Bet, I will get on
Hey,
that."
thanks, man. Thanks, thanks.
No problem. And oh yeah, it was lit. So, what do you think like your worst like experience you've had like at a show, far as like people wise, or
Oh man, I'd say it would be my first show. I
first one
fucking froze.
you froze? Oh no.
Yeah, I completely like was doing my thing and then I just got into my head and it was over. I could not say anything.
That's a rip.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so my but the good thing is that my mentor at the time, he was really, he had a way with the crowd, so I got out there, gracefully. Fuck, man, it was intense first time.
Oh yeah, because like, how many people do you think you performed in?
Oh man, there was like a good 150.
That's what's up. That's not bad.
Yeah, man. So it was what I mean, like it was kind of something that was just really sporadic. I was like, oh, I'll do it. But I didn't really think it was going to be that big. I thought it was going to be like 15, 20 people, something small. But when it came down to it, I was like, oh man, I'm in front of all these people. And it was my first time actually performing after. So I was just like, after the fact, I was like, damn, can I really do this? And my mentor's like, oh, you got this. And nah, I was like, completely dropped the ball.
It happens. It happens. So,
But
okay, I know I talked about, okay, so like social media, but do you get it? Okay, so like when you post, do you get a lot of attention from other people, or is it just steady?
yeah, so like I said, I'm not really too active just because of the fact that I'm always like traveling on the road. So it's
Yeah,
really hard for me to just, think of a post. I'm just super active on Snapchat.
on Snapchat. So you think you pull most of your views from Snapchat?
Yeah, Snapchat's like my number one, just something that I clinged on to.
All right, lit. Because what I'll do is I'll probably send you the link, and then from there, you can uh, swipe up. You can do that swipe up thing, and you can copy your link there and do it. And that's how I've been doing all my stuff is just copying the link. Because with the link is like a key. You got that link, you can get into the podcast anywhere.
Oh, okay, awesome, dope.
And yeah, and
Yeah, send me the link, bro.
oh, for sure. So yeah, I just wanted to make sure that like people on your side will be able to see it and everything.
No, yeah,
That's
for sure. I'm gonna be sharing this with my people.
that's what's up. I'm probably gonna wrap it up because we just hit 32 minutes, and I gotta work tomorrow. I'm not gonna
No,
lie.
no worries. Thank you for the podcast, man.
For sure. This is Alex, and we're tuning out with Sam. Any last words, Sam?
Yeah, to everyone out there, like, just keep doing what you're doing, no matter what. Don't quit. Things think things take time, but if you stick through it, you're gonna be able to do whatever you want. That's what I've learned. But if you want to hit me up on Snapchat, I'll always reply. You know, it's Mr underscore UNEAK, and my name is Sam. You can hit me up on Snapchat, man.
All right. Well, Sam, you take it easy tonight. Stay safe.
You too, brother.
All right. Deuces.
Later.